What's going on, guys? We're back once again, and we are going to be talking about another Attack on Titan review. This is going to be episode 4, so if you guys have not seen it yet, I do recommend you guys go check it out. Now, what's really interesting about this episode is it really dug into a few other things, and we do get to see some very interesting points throughout the episode, so I'm going to kind of jump around a little bit. But we do get to see what's incredibly interesting is what at the very beginning of the episode we do see where apparently the recruits are still trying, and we do see where Aaron's saying that his name is Kruger and he's been trying to get a hold of his family, so he's having Falco deliver messages for him to his family, and then he later reveals that he's going to be leaving soon, but he also tells him that, hey, I'm not going to be here much longer, and then I'm going to go back home. And he basically looks at him and he said, okay. And he sees that he has a baseball as well as a catcher's mitt. And he kind of looks, he's like, I guess they sent it to you. He goes, yeah, try to spend less time in the, make sure that the hospital ain't that bad. Then as soon as he leaves, we do get to see what looks to be a doctor that says his name is Mr. Jäger, and he sits down and basically tells him that he should not be wanting to have that boy do his errands for him anymore, because if he's healthy, then he just needs to go back. And so they have this conversation, and when they have this conversation, it looks to be where this old man is not really a doctor. He looks like he's a patient, because we see where a nurse and a doctor says, "Oh, Mr. Yeager, we left him a few minutes." He's just like, "Oh, wow." And as soon as we see that, we just kind of see where he just looks. He's like, okay, what just happened? And we see where again this royal family comes in, who are the Tyburs, and I'm guessing they are royalty within Marley, and they handle, I guess, the military. And we see this one by the name of Willie, who is the leader of the Tyburs and could be another Titan in the hiding. And he basically announces that there will be peace, as well as also at the party as well. And we also get to see what was really interesting is he basically is trying to create something, and he kind of makes a deal with the general of the military, say, okay, like, thank you for this, and you're going to have more control of the military while I'm here. And again, he possibly could be the Titan that we've been looking for. Possibly, we're not entirely sure, but we do see where as soon as he does this, which is really interesting, is he hosts a party, and apparently he's going to be revealing something, that there will be no more Eladin issues after this festival. So the next day, everybody wakes up to the festival, they're having a good time, and we also get to see where Falco actually beat Abby in a race, and they start celebrating, and she basically gets all like, oh, well, just because you beat me at a race doesn't mean that, you're going to get the Armored Titan. And everyone's celebrating, and as soon as they get done with celebrating, we do see where he finally tells her, like, she said, well, why you got to keep trying? Your brother's already going to be a, honorary Marley, so why you even trying? He basically looks at her, he says, I'm doing it for you. And it goes over her head. And what's funny is that the guards are sitting there, and they're like congratulating him as well. But then as soon as he says that in front of the guards as well as his friends, and she's like, why are you doing that for me? How are you helping me by getting in my way? And they start arguing. He runs off, and it pretty much went over her head that he's basically doing this for her. He cares about her. He has a crush on her. He wants to be there for her. So it's pretty interesting of how they did that. And we go back to the festival. So they go to the festival. They're, eating, drinking, having a good time. And, of course, Reiner is paying for the kids because he knows they want to have sandwiches, they want to have sweets, they want to have all these different types of food that either they've had before or they've not had before. And, of course, them coming back for more. So we do see Reiner is paying for everybody. And at the very end, Gabby is completely like, oh, man, like, I'm out of it. And right when the ceremony is going to be beginning, I would say within like an hour or more, we see where Falco comes, and he tells, Reiner, he's like, hey, we need to talk. And he just kind of looks at him. He's like, well, what about? He says, well, I need to show you something. And Zeke goes, well, we got enough time, go ahead. And as soon as he does, he goes to this basement area, and what's so interesting, he says, I brought him. And you see Aaron sitting in the damn chair, and he just looks up. He says, it's been 4 years, Reiner. And he just looks at him and goes, Aaron. And now he knows Aaron is in freaking Marley. He knows he's there. So he has not seen, they have not seen each other in 4 years. And now they come together face to face because they were friends, and then they became, well, what they thought were friends, and then they became enemies once again. So it's really interesting to see what exactly Reiner is going to do. If he's going to fight him or talk to him, or I don't know. This is going to be pretty interesting to see because, again, Aaron probably has a lot to say to him after the betrayal and fighting him and everything over on Perilous Island. So it's going to be really interesting to see. But this really had me wanting more for next week. So let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Did you guys ready for the next episode? If not, let me know. Did you guys enjoy it? Did you guys dislike it? I'd like to know what your thoughts are about this in the comments down below. If you guys are new to the channel, consider subscribing. Links down below as normal. And as always, I'll see you guys in the very next video and in the comment section down below.